How do you feel about Walz possibly running? Look, I like Walz, but I genuinely think that we need somebody who's more mean and vindictive. This was my, like, I think that Walz is good, like, supportive energy. Like, I do think he works well as a VP, but I think that you need, like, an actual psychopath to be the presidential candidate, you know?
So this is basically the argument that Democrats need their own Trump, a left-wing version of Trump. I don't know if I totally agree with this, and I think Walz could be a good candidate. He was willing to take the gloves off. He did the whole weird thing. He humored the J.D. Vance couch meme, which was totally false, but he still used it. So yeah, he was aggressive, although he was surprisingly soft with J.D. Vance in the debate and even said, oh, we agree on a lot of stuff. So maybe that's what Vaush is kind of getting at, that he needs to be less conciliatory.
We need a fresh start. It's sad, but he's tainted now. He might be a viable VP in the future if he is able to completely trash Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. I know that's probably not going to happen, but if he was ever given like the leeway, if he was ever given like the leverage to just dunk on them, I think that would be the energy that we would need. Though I don't know if that would work. I'm just saying, like, I think that would be necessary to get rid of the baggage, or at least address it. So like Trump had left his populism and said, Trump didn't invent being a cutthroat politician. It was normal for hundreds of years until like the 1970s for the Democrats. Literally, like for like all of American political history, for the most part, politicians were aggressive ideologues who would, they were cutthroat. They would fight for what they wanted, and then Jimmy Carter got Ronald Reagan, neoliberalism, neoconservatism, and then it all got f***ed up.
Okay, so that's actually pretty much true. LBJ, Harry Truman, FDR, they were all aggressive. Look at the things I said about their Republican opponents. LBJ was ruthless against Barry Goldwater in 1964. JFK was a little bit of a deviation from that, but yeah, Harry Truman also super aggressive, calling the Republicans the do-nothing Congress. Vicious. FDR making fun of the way Herbert Hoover looked, I think. He called him fat or something like that. So yeah, the Democrats historically have been the more aggressive party. But nowadays they're not. Nowadays the aggression is mostly one-sided. It's Trump going out there and calling Democrats the enemy of the people, the media the enemy of the people, calling his political opponents vermin. So yeah, the Democrats do need to look back to history and see, okay, there were these guys who did really well in elections and they were super aggressive towards their opponents. How can we learn from that?
Take a look at the shit FDR was saying. LBJ was the last time a Democrat was allowed to have a dick in the presidency. And what a dick. Or so I've been told. Yeah, this is how politicians used to talk.
Now listen, you queer. Stop calling me a crypto Nazi. Let's stop calling names. You in your goddamn face, and you'll stay plastered.
That's good. I still talk like that. I still have.
So LBJ, yeah, he would do things like the Johnson treatment, where he would like give people a tough talking to. He would go into the bathroom and he'd be peeing or using the toilet and just talking to them and like whip out his Johnson, as they called it. So yeah, he was a totally unhinged guy. He was a psycho, and Democrats these days are very obsessed with decorum. Richard Nixon, his administration actually kind of did mark the end of it, and then Jimmy Carter comes along and he's like, we need to have faith in our country and our government again, and I'm an outsider, but I'm a nice guy. And then yeah, I mean, Walter Mondale, Michael Dukakis, Bill Clinton, they criticized the Republicans, but they were generally pretty soft and they didn't use uncouth, aggressive tactics. The Republicans were pretty similar. Mitt Romney, he was a total gentleman. And then 4 years later, the Republicans nominate Trump, who was a psycho in 2016, but compared to 2020 and 24, he was very mild in 2016. And now in 2025, he's an absolute unhinged lunatic who attacks Democrats in the most vicious way. He calls CNN and MSNBC illegal. If you had someone like Harry Truman or LBJ in office these days, you would imagine them possibly calling Fox News illegal. Maybe, I don't know. Or they'd be pretty aggressive toward them. But yeah, instead we get guys like Biden who, one time he accidentally said no good son of a bitch about Peter Doocy, but that was about it. And Obama, I mean, forget it. He was a total gentleman. So yeah, Democrats could get some more balls, get some more aggression flowing through their veins. I still think, though, that Tim Walz would be a solid nominee, and I don't think his kindness, his gentlemanliness hurts him because he mixes it with a good bit of aggression that riles up the base and gets them excited. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, or subscribe, and thank you for watching.